Dummy Switch Pod,
Yes, sir.
world's most dangerous rugby podcast. We've had some time.
Yeah.
We've been digesting the rugby. How are you? How are you, Chris? Let me pass the mic to my distinguished host.
Yeah, Coders, thank you, man. I'm good. And like you say, we've had time to digest, what's been happening in the rugby world, especially with the box. And, there's questions, from my side. And, good to be back and good to have you around, man.
Yeah, no, today I'm in studio today, but let's go straight to France. First off, error count. For me, the errors just kept on going. It was lineouts. We couldn't hit the lineouts. Joseph Dweba was our lineout coach on the day. But yeah, they couldn't hit them. I think that problem only got solved when Marks came on later in the game. But lineouts were a problem. Knockouts were a problem. Knockouts. They were handing out a few knockouts. Peter Stiff. But yeah, knock-ons were a problem. I mean, even when we get into their 22, they make an unforced error and then we knock it on ourselves. It wasn't going in that first half. The only positive was after the red card, we started playing that ball in hand style, which we've been craving. But that's what seemed to switch us on.
Yeah. I think it's just unfortunate that it takes circumstances to force us to play like that. Where now we want to use the ball. And really, in just looking at it, it's nothing new really with the box this year. I mean, if we look at the whole year, it's always been, they get into the 22, they make mistakes, there's no killer instinct. We've been calling for that. Okay, better performance, yes, we can recognize that, but where's that killer instinct? Yeah, they can play against France, but, want to see more. You're a world champion team. You over a year out from less than a year out from the World Cup, and you're not getting the results. And losing is a habit, as well. As much as you in your processes, it can be very hard to come out of a losing rut, and you don't want to be in that rut at the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. We turned it on at times. Even you're talking about going into the World Cup, there were guys, was it Issa Nathiwa, that was saying that these guys are more physical than us. They kept dropping like flies. Guys, it was, they even said it was rolling subs. So the physicality we were promised, it didn't arrive.
Yeah.
So I think we're standing good in that state. I think it was a more hopeful loss than the Irish game in that sense, where even down to the red, we were matching them physically. We turned it on, but good performances. Faf is back. I think Faf is back. Hendricks, he may have lost his opportunity going at the last. He may have lost it. Other things, I think Kolisi was good. I think he was really good. Kwagga Smith came in for Visa. I think we could have used Visa's carries, especially. These guys weren't as physical as I said. Kwagga, I didn't see any carries. But yeah, I think the bigger story was the last 20. Ref losing his head.
Yeah. Look, do you know what? With all that, yes, the ref, for some reason, whenever South Africa plays, the referee is an issue. The officiating, let me just say, the officiating is an issue. And all we want to know is, what are the rules? Let's just clarify things, because, it looks like we always pointing at the ref, after a loss. But in saying all of that, I think a lot of our problems lie within, before we even get to the ref, because we shouldn't even be putting ourselves in a position where the referee can have an influence, that much effect on a game, or a decision can have that much effect on whether we win or lose. Yes, it's test rugby, small margins, but when you look at the opportunities that we're able to create, or we're able to get ourselves in certain positions, but we don't execute, yes, the refereeing decisions we will question for sure. But yeah, I think we need to first start looking out back in our backyard and sort that out first, you know. But yeah, it's been a problem and nothing's going to happen. So we can talk about referees, you know. Basically, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. It's an agenda Northern Hemisphere World Cup 2023. That's what it is for me. I'm just saying that.
I don't. Okay, me. I'm not. I'm not gonna get into logistics of referees, but I mean, the last 20. Guys, there was a time where just before Box scored, there should have been a yellow for France. Dion Fourie sort of does the same thing. He gets a yellow immediately where France didn't get the yellow. There was, you think, Fiku falling over Reinach there. Even the last play, that guy was embarrassingly offside. So even the Rassie thing, it's like, it's annoying. He's right, but it's annoying.
Yeah, the thing is, for me, I don't find it annoying. I don't think it's annoying. I think it's right to point it out, you know. And the only way that he's not gonna have anything to say is if World Rugby and the referees get their act together, you know, and really take a stand on the laws, because we want to see a cleaner game, you know. And okay, yes, there's always something to talk about after a test, but you want to have the right things being spoken about. You want the rugby to be spoken about, not the refereeing and the refereeing decisions or the inconsistencies of the application of the laws, because that's what it is. You know, it's good for one team, not good for the other team, and it's always not good for us. And that's my issue with that. And that's possibly a result of the video that went out, British and Irish Lions. But regardless, we need objectivity in the game, you know, so that rugby can, we can judge teams on results and not look back and say, oh, the referee had a hand. You know what I mean? Judge teams on what they put out and, yeah, keep the referee out of it as much as possible. You know, we just need fair application of the laws. That's really what it is. Otherwise, we're not going to be watching this thing, you know, in a couple of years. Let's be honest, because it's just week in, week out, you know, more than one game in many different leagues. So, yeah, I think I'm not annoyed by Rassie's tweets, you know. You must keep them coming. You must call them out. Let's call them out.
SA Rugby must cancel that guy's data plan. Cancel his roaming, cancel his data plan, cancel his Wi-Fi. They must bring back the company iPhone. They need to. He's already been doing dubious things with X-rated things on Twitter. They need to bring the cell phone back. This is strike number 3. They need to bring the cell phone back. Bring the cell phone back. Anyway, looking forward, Italy. All we can talk about is selection now. Jasper Visser's back. Those carries, you know, he's gonna get some good time there. I think Roos is on the bench. Would have been, I think if the tour had gone better, he would have been starting. Sensor combination. Esther Hazen there. I'm not the biggest fan myself. Especially with Elende moving to 13. It seems like the solution to 13 when Am is not there is to play Creel there because he defends well. Which since when have we ever shifted the goalpost to say like, yeah, but he defends well? Yeah. You're now like nitpicking of things just to justify the guy's selection there. We've never been, since when have you heard, Simulani, it's just, you know, he just defended well. It doesn't, it doesn't. He steps well. It's a two-way game. Yeah, we're just changing this thing for. Even he had an okay game against France, but did he do anything? No, he didn't really do anything. But you know, it's gone to the point where if he doesn't do anything wrong, he played well. Yeah,
that's what it is. And we need. All we're saying, we're looking for more punch. You know, there's got to be more punch in the midfield. I personally, I think I like Esterhuizen coming in there. You know, I would have maybe kept Dialenda at 12, but look, let's see. You know, but I personally think we'll get something from him. He's been showing good form. I think we'll see something different. but Italy is not going to be an easy game. They're on a high. They're going to want to be coming at the box with probably a fast-paced game. Look to move the ball, quick strikes. From our side, like, the thing is, you name the changes that are made there. It's not so much that guys are playing poorly. It's just they're just not putting it together. Because it's in patches. Yeah, you can see where guys, okay, yeah, the guys, he's working hard, he's making an effort, but a silly mistake. It's just those moments to say, okay, when are we going to get that out of our game? Have we really matured to the point where we have that control in games as a team and as just individual players within that system? And that's the thing. It doesn't seem like there is really much control and assuredness, but I think with Ori there, we'll see maybe some contesting at line-out. In terms of opposition ball, I'd like to see more of that. Maybe it's just a bit more ball security as well. With Mbonambi coming in, I think we should see a better understanding between the two, I would hope. So yeah, look, I'm not gonna say it's going to be an easy game against Italy. I'm not going to say that they've rolled us over before, but they should win this game, and they should tick every box, because if they don't, the questions will still hang. And they must, because we want them to put it together. It's just really that consistency that we've been calling for, to say, when are you going to start showing that consistency? Otherwise, the call's going to be, when now we're going to start seeing changes, because, for me, attack-wise, I think I'd like to see a different attack approach, with a different coach in there, fresh view, I mean, before the World Cup, they did it before, 2019, they got who was it, that Felix Jones or whoever it was, they got him in there, and we saw a difference in the attack, so why not going forward, looking at it, there's Bafana and Ntlego, we've seen what he's done with the under-20s, he's in the mix, maybe he can, share some ideas and they can look to implement them. I'm hoping for that, but at the same time, will we see that? That's, it's a very big question, because they stuck in their ways.
Yeah, even looking at the game between SAA and Bristol, look, the Munster one was terrible, if we're being honest. So this is sort of the platform that they're laying, the pipeline that they're making to the first team, and it's not looking good. So you talk about those changes. I don't even know if they can make those changes at those points, especially so close to a World Cup. But we'll see. Especially against Munster, the guys just didn't trust each other on defense, especially. Yeah. You're talking about attack. I think the first teams nailed it. SAA players, the guys coming in, maybe that's why they're so scared to introduce certain players, especially in the back line. But Italy, we've got that bench. That bench, it's smash in case of emergency. That bench, there's no way. Yeah. There's no way. Best case scenario, all I'm going to say is I feel maybe we... Optimistically, I think we'll do well. Big win this weekend. I'm saying where the tour it was low, this week was high. Yeah. It's gonna get higher before it gets low again, because we're a roller coaster. We're a Springboks saga. We must never forget. We're Springboks saga. This thing is a saga. This thing is to write books about. Yeah. It can never be done the boring way or the easy way. So even Italy, I'm not sure. There'll be a scandal we don't know about. They'll be cheating with the biokineticus this time or something. I don't know. There'll be something. I've just got a feeling there'll be more drama this week. But that's how we do it. Any closing remarks?
Look, from my side, it's just more. I just want to see it more assuredness and execution, ruthlessness. That's all.
Yeah, ruthless 30 point win. Time you switch pod. Thanks for watching.